rude billionaire actor unexpectedly falls for his PA. But what happens when she discovers she was only part of a cruel game? Mamito goes to her room to get her phone so she can show Flo something important. But as she is coming back, she overhears a heartbreaking conversation. Edom tells Flo that Mamito was only a stepping stone and that the plan was simply for Flo to get in and get out, meaning he only wanted to use her for fun before moving on with his career. They both joke about it carelessly. Mamito overhears everything and is completely devastated. But how did it all begin? One day, a handsome superstar named Flo is found drunk inside his car. He can barely sit properly and is clearly losing control of his life. His manager, Edom, is furious and disappointed. He tells Flo he knew he could not be trusted to stay sober. To avoid a public scandal, Edom quickly drags the drunk actor out of the car and lies to the event staff about a wardrobe problem. But what happens next? Edom hides Flo inside a restricted room so he can sober up. Unfortunately, the door jams and only opens from the outside. Flo suddenly finds himself trapped with Mamito, a hardworking staff member who was already inside doing her job. Instead of being polite, Flo behaves arrogantly. He boasts that many girls would do anything just to be close to him and even breathe the same air as him. He mocks Mamito's simple lifestyle, while she realizes she is trapped with the most rude and proud man she has ever met. Later that day, Mamito returns home exhausted. While eating a late meal, she complains to her friend Lana about Flo's terrible attitude. She calls him a pompous idiot who embarrassed and disrespected her. Because of all the drama, she missed her important briefing and ended up stuck at the reception desk instead of attending the main event. She also talks about her dream of getting a fellowship recommendation from her boss for the Vivat Foundation, which could fully pay for her tuition. Will her dream still come true? Meanwhile, later that night, Flo is still outside on the street, heavily drunk and unable to stand properly. After a stressful struggle, he finally manages to get Flo into a car and away from the public eye. The following morning, at the luxurious Kick Resort, Flo wakes up with a terrible hangover and cannot even remember what happened the previous day. Edom finally loses patience and scolds him for his latest relapse. He reminds Flo about all his recent scandals, the breakup with Jimmy, the viral TikTok haircut drama, and now this drunken mess. Edom says he is tired of convincing brands to keep investing in Flo while he continues destroying himself with alcohol. He tells Flo that the resort has been rented privately for him and he will not be allowed to leave until he gets himself together. But can Flo really change? Later that day at the gallery, things become even worse for Mamito. Her boss angrily scolds her for shouting at a client, who was actually Flo. The boss accuses Mamito of acting like the gallery is beneath her ever since hearing about the fellowship opportunity. Later that evening at home, a heartbroken Mamito opens up to her friend Lana and tells her that she has officially quit her job. Lana is shocked and asks her to forget about her pride because she still has her mother and younger brother, Ted, to take care of. Mamito says she is tired of being used and disrespected everywhere she goes. But Lana reminds her that Ted, who is a sickle cell warrior, depends on her for support and medical bills. Will Mamito find another way to help her family? The following morning, while Mamito is walking around looking stressed and confused, she accidentally bumps into Flo's manager, Edom. He immediately recognizes her from the gallery and realizes she probably lost her job because of the trouble Flo caused. Feeling guilty, Edom asks her to sit with him inside his car for a quick conversation. But what could he possibly want from her? Minutes later inside the car, Edom offers Mamito a life-changing deal, 1 million naira for just 1 month of work. He explains that Flo has landed an international movie role where he must play a talented fine artist, and he needs the right motivation to fully get into character. As compensation for losing her job, Edom wants Mamito to become Flo's live-in art tutor at the resort. Mamito hesitates because she still sees Flo as a spoiled brat. But then Edom gives her a shocking part of the job description. He actually wants her to piss Flo off at every slight chance she gets. After seeing the 500K upfront payment and thinking about her brother Ted's health and future, Mamito finally agrees to enter the resort and the lion's den. But will she survive living with Flo? The following day, at the luxurious Kick Resort, the real drama begins. Edom finally tells Flo that he has hired the same annoying girl from the gallery to become his live-in art tutor. Flo is furious. He cannot believe Edom brought Mamito into his private space. But Edom explains his strange vaccine theory. He says that just like a vaccine uses a small amount of a virus to build resistance, Flo needs Mamito's irritating presence to build the emotional strength he needs for his movie role. Flo calls the whole idea nonsense and bullshit. But Edom is tired of babysitting him and insists this is the only solution. Can these two survive under the same roof without destroying each other? Meanwhile, back at home, Mamito packs her bags and prepares to leave for the resort. But Lana keeps teasing her nonstop. She jokes that maybe the only reason Mamito accepted the job is because her heart has started beating differently for the pompous idiot, or maybe because the superstar actor is actually handsome. Mamito quickly denies it and says Flo's attitude stinks and that he ain't shit. But Lana keeps laughing, convinced that Mamito is only trying to fool herself. Could Lana actually be right? Later that day, Mamito arrives at the resort looking nervous, like someone walking into a battlefield. Edom warmly welcomes her and introduces her to Charity, the personal chef, who is told that Mamito is a guest. As Edom prepares to leave, he gives Mamito one final and funny instruction. Don't forget to piss him off. Mamito confidently promises that she will, determined to earn every kobo of that 1 million naira by becoming Flo's biggest headache. Moments later, Mamito sits quietly alone at the huge dining table, trying to behave like a respectful house guest by waiting for the host before eating. But the moment Flo walks into the living room and sees her sitting there, the atmosphere immediately becomes cold and tense. Instead of welcoming her, Flo mocks her fake politeness. He reminds her that her contract has not officially started yet and tells her to learn the difference between being a guest and being a worker. That night, the atmosphere inside the resort becomes tense as Flo is seen tossing and turning in his bed, trapped in a terrible nightmare. He suddenly wakes up covered in sweat, haunted by painful memories from his childhood and the cruelty of his father. But instead of trying to calm himself down, Flo decides that if he cannot sleep, then nobody else should sleep either. Meanwhile, Mamito is peacefully asleep and dreaming of a better life until exactly 4:30 a.m., when the entire house suddenly starts shaking from loud blasting music. Mamito immediately loses her mind, calling her life a living hell as she realizes her superstar boss has turned the house into a personal gym before sunrise. Tired of his horrible behavior, she storms into the living room and boldly disconnects the music right in front of him. Later, she complains that Flo is a complete irritant and prays that one day somebody finally puts him in his place. The following morning, despite the early morning chaos, work continues as normal. Mamito joins Edom and Flo for a meeting, although she looks completely exhausted from lack of sleep. Edom once again tries to convince Flo to attend therapy sessions 3 times a week, but Flo immediately snaps, insisting that he does not need professional help and refusing to return to that dark place again. Mamito quickly changes the subject and presents the official work schedule. A 2-hour painting class every morning and 30-minute sketching sessions every evening. At the art studio, the first lesson becomes a complete battle of pride and ego. Flo acts arrogant and refuses to take the sketching exercises seriously, behaving as if he is already an expert artist. Mamito patiently tries to teach him about gentle pencil strokes, focus, and careful observation. But Flo's difficult attitude makes her wonder how she will survive an entire month living with a man who thinks he is more important than the art itself. Later that evening, things become even more awkward between them. Mamito catches Flo during a rare, vulnerable moment where he seems lost in thought or quietly rehearsing something emotional. She confronts him and tells him she noticed he stopped the moment things started feeling real. Flo quickly brushes it off and explains that in the entertainment industry, everything is about control, almost like performing a dance, and that being real does not always earn applause. But Mamito responds honestly, telling him that even if honesty does not get applause, it still lingers in people's hearts and is far better than receiving fake praise for lies. The following morning in the studio, another argument breaks out. Flo carelessly throws paint around while Mamito watches in frustration. She tells him he is wasting expensive materials, but Flo dismisses her concerns and casually says, "Calm down, it's not that deep." That statement finally pushes Mamito over the edge. She angrily asks him if he even realizes how lucky he is to have fame, wealth, and a major international movie role while still treating everyone around him badly. Later that afternoon, Mamito tries to relax by sitting outside and sketching peacefully by herself. But Flo follows her outside and refuses to leave her alone. Even though Mamito ignores him at first, Flo suddenly surprises her by apologizing. He admits that he may have crossed the line. The following morning, he even brings her a beautiful meal as a peace offering. When Mamito asks if Edom forced him to do it, Flo insists that he is a grown man, capable of making his own choices, although he jokingly adds that God kind of told me to. The next day at the resort gym, the tension between them slowly begins to change into something more complicated. Mamito accidentally gets caught staring at Flo while he works out in front of the mirror. The moment Flo notices her watching him, he immediately teases her for admiring his form. Embarrassed, Mamito quickly claims she was only making sure he did not injure himself. But Flo, still full of confidence and pride, smirks and tells her that he cannot blame her for staring because he has that effect on women. Later that afternoon in the studio, for the very first time, Flo and Mamito actually begin working together instead of arguing. Flo admits that he always tries to make everything in his life look perfect, even when it really is not. Mamito quietly tells him that living like that sounds exhausting. She invites him to come closer, and soon they begin painting together on the same canvas. Could this be the beginning of a real connection between them? That evening at the resort, Flo becomes curious about Mamito's personal life. Mamito opens up about her mother and her twin brother, Ted. She explains that everything she does is for her family, and admits that being an artist in Nigeria often feels like choosing a life of struggle and poverty. For once, Flo truly listens without interrupting or mocking her. Slowly, the emotional walls between them begin to break down. The following morning, Mamito is busy working on her fellowship essay for the Vivat Foundation when Flo notices her determination. He is surprised that she has not given up on her dream after her boss refused to write the recommendation letter. But Mamito firmly tells him that she would never abandon her dreams because of any man, especially not him. Flo pretends not to care, but quickly changes the topic and drags her outside for some fresh air. Is Flo starting to admire her strength? Meanwhile, later that day, the two unexpectedly spend fun moments together, laughing and talking more comfortably than before. Later that evening, Edom pulls Flo aside for a serious manager-to-superstar conversation. He has noticed that Flo and Mamito are becoming too emotionally close. Edom reminds Flo that their arrangement was supposed to be professional and warns him to focus on his healing and career. He even suggests that it may be better for Mamito to leave before things become complicated. But to Edom's surprise, Flo defends her. He admits that, for the first time in a long while, having Mamito around is actually helping him heal. But is Flo already falling in love? The next day at the gym, Flo returns the favor by helping Mamito during her workout session. When her posture is wrong, he gently steps in to guide her, telling her to wrap her palm properly around the exercise bar. The moment becomes very close and personal, and Mamito can clearly feel the tension between them growing stronger. 2 days before the end of the week, Flo decides to take a bold step forward. He tells Mamito that he wants to thank her for everything and officially asks her on a proper date at the beach gazebo at exactly 8 p.m. Nervous and confused, Mamito later vents to Lana about the hidden terms and conditions that probably come with dating a celebrity. But Lana encourages her to stop overthinking and simply wear the beautiful cocktail dress Flo sent to her. At exactly 8 p.m. at the beach gazebo, the date finally begins, and surprisingly, Flo behaves like a complete gentleman. He compliments Mamito and tells her she looks absolutely gorgeous. When the waiter arrives, both of them unexpectedly order only water instead of alcohol. Curious, Mamito asks Flo why he stopped drinking. Flo honestly admits that his management team wanted him to reduce his alcohol intake because it was damaging his aura and public image. Later that night, during the date, the conversation becomes much deeper and more emotional. Flo explains that Edom is far more than just a manager. He is his childhood friend from the police barracks, and the person who literally saved both his life and career. Mamito then shares the painful truth about her brother Ted being a sickle cell warrior and confesses that she sometimes feels guilty for being the healthier twin. The night takes an even darker turn when Flo finally opens up about his father. He reveals that whenever his father became angry, he would burn every single painting his mother created until nothing connected to her remained anymore. Could this painful confession explain why Flo hides behind arrogance and pride? Later that night in the living room, things become even more personal between them. Mamito finds Flo sitting alone because he once again cannot sleep. They begin joking about movies together, and Mamito slowly realizes that beneath the superstar ego and rude attitude, Flo is actually just a lonely man who secretly loves horror films. Hours later, Mamito is woken up by the sound of Flo having a terrifying nightmare. She rushes to his side, and for the first time, the arrogant Flo completely disappears. He is crying and begging her not to leave him. The following morning, when he finally calms down, he drops a heartbreaking revelation. When he was only 8 years old, his father beat his mother so badly that she eventually gave up and disappeared the next morning. Flo spent his whole life believing she did not love him enough to stay, and that trauma has haunted him ever since. He admits that meeting Mamito triggered the nightmares again, but he also feels she is the only one helping him heal. Mamito realizes that Flo's nasty attitude was just a shield protecting a broken little boy. Meanwhile, later that afternoon, their one-week contract officially comes to an end. They both admit they almost gave up on each other. Moments later, Mamito goes to her room to grab her phone to show Flo something important. But as she is returning, she overhears a conversation that shatters her heart. Edom tells Flo that Mito was just a stepping stone, and that the plan was for Flo to get in and get out, meaning he could sleep with her and then move on for the sake of his career. They even joke about it. Mamito overhears everything and is devastated. She believes the connection they shared was just part of a management plan. Flo tries to apologize, but without saying a word, she packs her bags and leaves the resort, feeling used and disrespected all over again. The following week at home, Mamito is back with her friend Lana, and she is in a dark place. To make matters worse, she receives an email from the Vivat Foundation. She did not get the fellowship. She feels like her dreams are officially dead, and that she wasted her time on a man who never cared about her. Later that day, things become tense between Flo and his manager. Edom tells Flo that he has spoken to Mamito and that she supposedly understands everything between them was just business. Flo is furious and blames Edom for the entire situation, telling him he opened his mouth and caused the woman he is starting to care about to walk away. Meanwhile, Mamito is at home, lost in thought as she tries to process the emotional whiplash of her life. She is mourning both the loss of the fellowship and the feeling of being a stepping stone, wondering if any of what she felt with Flo was ever real. The following day, Edom takes Flo to a meeting that is not about a movie role for once. He introduces Flo to a man named Dr. Tunde, a professional therapist. They discuss Flo's healing process, with Edom expressing how proud he is that Flo is finally willing to face his dark place instead of running from it. Later that night, Mamito receives a major breakthrough regarding Flo's long-lost mother and immediately connects the information to Edom. Flo is at home when he suddenly receives a life-changing call from his manager, who tells him the search is finally over. He has found his mother. The following day, the moment of truth finally arrives as Flo meets his mother for the first time in decades. It becomes an emotional reunion as she explains that she was trapped in Togo with no way to contact him, and that when she finally returned to Nigeria to look for her little boy, she was misled and told he had run away. That night, Mamito is at home when her phone rings. It is Flo. He is practically begging her not to hang up, saying he needs to explain everything and asking her to meet him at the resort one last time. The following day, Flo meets Mamito at the resort as they sit down for a deep, emotional conversation. He reveals that meeting his mother gave him the closure he never knew he needed, and he thanks Mimito for being the one who made it all possible. In the following weeks, Mimito is back in her room with her friend Lana when she receives a message that leaves her speechless. She learns that she has been accepted into the Vivat Foundation Fellowship after all. She later discovers that an anonymous donor, Flo, was the one who made her dream come true. That night, Flo meets Mimito once more to settle things properly. He admits that he was stupid and foolish for his earlier words and tells her that she is now the only thing that truly matters to him. The tension finally breaks as they talk and share a passionate kiss, deciding to start their journey over again, this time in a better way. If you enjoyed this emotional movie recap, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest movie stories.